We're live. We're live, people. I escaped from the claws of my 1-year-old son's cry shout attack. He ran out of legendary resistances, and I finally was able to escape. My stealth was good enough. One of my stealth checks, oh my god, I like shut the door quickly and basically slammed it. So I was rushing a bit too much, but it was super fun to sit there and read the chat this whole time while I was watching everything. So I've been here with y'all the whole time. So I appreciate all the love in the chat. Robert shooting out a super chat already for the kidlit tax. The first super chat on the stream, Robert saying kidlit tax. I love it. That's super funny. And then we got, who else we got? We got Joe M says, can't wait for the Kickstarter. Boyo. Good luck tonight. Appreciate it. And so, Bearded Tabletop Gaming, this community is that amazing that there are 73 of y'all just sitting here chatting for that to go off. And I need to send out I had everything queued up on my phone to send out the Discord alert message. Okay, there we go. So that's ready now. Okay, I got my water. My wife came in the clutch, got my water for me. We're good there. Oh, and there was something else that was happening. I know I got no, I don't even know. Somebody reminded me of something. I was reading the chat and somebody reminded me. I forget, but I really do appreciate all you guys hanging out and waiting for the stream to start. And I love seeing and reading all the hype for the Kickstarter. I appreciate it. It really is a wild time right now. Less than a month now, y'all. Less than a month, absolutely crazy. And then yeah, that's a good, my wife just sent me a reminder. The live stream next week, I have to cancel the live stream next week, postpone it, push it back a week, all that kind of stuff. We do every single Tuesdays, if you're not familiar. Who am I kidding? Everybody here's familiar. But I have to cancel the live stream next week. I have surgery. I had I busted myself up with trying to get back in shape. Used to be a coach, used to be in a lot better shape. The YouTube life, dad life, etc. Other excuses, hustle and grind excuses, whatever, gotten out of shape. And I'm like, no, let's get back into shape. But I went a bit too hard with my older and more out of shape body and ripped up some stuff. So, yep, gotta have surgery. And that is next Monday. So the next day after that is this day. So yeah. There's a lovely little start to the stream. But I was giving you guys a heads up for next week. Okay. Welcome to getting old. Thank you, Mortal. Yeah. Hoi. Good luck. Appreciate y'all. Hey, big deuce. You're not late, bro. I was late. Shoot, man. So to get right into it, y'all. Thank y'all. Welcome. I have a big thing I need y'all's opinion on. I'm going to show y'all the cover of DC20. And when I say cover, I don't mean cover art. I'm talking about the actual literal cover of what the book is going to look like, which is a wildly stressful choice. If there's been anything I've been struggling with, y'all, it's this. Because whatever the DC20 core rules book looks like, I want to replicate that template for every future cover on into the future, right? Like the monster manual, all that stuff, right? So I'm going to showcase that right now. But I'm going to start off by showcasing it with showing this. This is currently the Kickstarter landing page. If you haven't noticed, you're going to see some other little things polishing off here soon. I got a guy, his name's Daryl. He's been killing it. He's working on some stuff here. We got our little thing. We got a little side. We got the core rules. We got the thing. We got a bang, bang, bang. We got the core rules. We got the cover. Bow, 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 bow. Right, so that's looking good, and we're almost at 4,000 followers. Also, shout out to Will from D&D Shorts. We were at like 3,000. We were at 3,000 even, and then he does one video. Well, Will from D&D Shorts, again, not paid sponsor. I have not. I do have a sponsored video he's doing. The first video I've sponsored of his that he's doing during the launch of the Kickstarter. But all of the stuff he's talking about DC20 is purely on his own volition. I didn't even know he was doing this stuff. He drops one bomb about in the first part of his video talking about how like Wizards of the Coast is crumbling. 3 big titans are entering the arena. It's looking like Daggerheart, Matthew Colville, and DC20. I was like, get out of here. Get out of here. Wow, we are in it, guys. We made it. We made it. I literally at that moment felt like, all right, we did it. Like I might feel like a small, this is huge, man. It's huge to even be referenced in that way, right? It's massive. It's insane, right? And yeah, Will's such an awesome dude. Such an awesome dude. So yeah, that literally just shot us up like 500 people in like 2 days just from that video. So that was nuts. But yeah. The goal is 5,000 for like, you know, next level type stuff, and we are already past Alcantar's Almanac, for the record. Alcantar's Almanac, we've already passed that up, so that's insane. DC20 is definitely on the same level as Daggerheart and MCDM. Thank you, Andrew Tucker. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate all the I see so much love in the chat, y'all. Oh my gosh. All right. So anyway, this is just a mock-up, right? This is just a mock-up, and we are going to dive deep into some stuff here. Are we ready? Are we ready? Here we go. So this is the 6 different mock-ups I have that I have been working on. It has been a journey. So I've been doing the deep brainstorm. There's lots of different people I've been trying to run things by left, right, and center. I've been messing around like crazy, trying to be an artist myself over here on my dadgum iPad. Now, this right here are the 6 different versions, right? And so now we're gonna go over each of the things here, and we can custom fit it. But you can see a couple of different things here as far as differences of stuff. And again, when I'm talking about differences of stuff, whenever we are talking about the choices between things, it's not saying that this is the choice, we're moving forward with exactly this. It's like, oh, we like a dice there. We like the core rules. Like, what's better, core rules at the top right here or core rules at the bottom? Which one's better? We got to find out, right? And that's kind of the stuff that is going on and about and stuff like this, right? So we're going to go through it. I'm going to showcase it all, and you're going to see it and all that kind of stuff, right? I know which one my favorite is. It is between 2. It is between 2 different ones as far as which one my favorite is. I am not going to say that till the end. I will blank the screen, and I will write it down here at the bottom. Number, I almost said it out loud. Wow. Right. Yeah. And those are, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Those are the 2. All right, cool. So now we're back. All right. So, here's the difference. So, I'm going to do this in like vote format, and you'll see what I'm talking about, and we're going to narrow things down, right? So big picture here. Can y'all see the whole thing? Yeah, y'all can see. Oh, let me move myself. Where can I just, yeah, I'm just going to move myself. There we go. All right, cool. Hello? Hey guys, hey. Okay, so here's, what am I doing? Anyway, one thing to keep in mind before we start going here, this is the format for like, this is the format that is going to be for all future books. Now, of course, we can make some changes and like, okay, we'll update, and then, but we're trying to really think future-proof this thing to where it'll be DC20 at the top, stamp, right? Just like Pathfinder books. Like Pathfinder books have like Pathfinder at the top, and then there's titles, right? So it'd be DC20 at the top, and then the name of the book under it or at the bottom. One of those 2 places. It's not going to be anywhere else, right? And that is going to be changed to Monster Manual, changed to campaign setting, changed to Draconic expansion, Elemental expansion, Undead expansion, whatever, right? All the different future stuff. Okay? So we're gonna go through the process. You see so many ideas flying around. I'm gonna really be interested to see. Need that purple highlight. I know, it's pretty sick, dude. It's pretty sick. Okay. Here's how we're gonna do this. First of all, if we're gonna do a little zoom in here, there are some tweaks. I know we talked about the cover art before. I've showcased it before. There have been some tweaks and changes to like the dwarf here, and there's some dragon face things going on, and some other little small tweaks. And it's getting expanded, so it wraps around the edges of the book and stuff like that. So all of that is all there. So here is the first choice, really. The first choice is, do we have core rules at the top or bottom? That's really the choice here. Core rules at the top or bottom, right? So I'm going to do a poll. Here, okay? I'm going to start a poll, and I'm going to preface it and all that stuff. Core rules should be at the top, bottom, right? So I'm starting the poll. In general, I don't want to taint it. I don't want to taint it because I don't want to say. I'll say mine after, and we'll see. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. I was gonna say bottom. In general, I lean towards the bottom because if we do have something on the top and something on the bottom, it gives a framing effect to the image in the center, right? Cool. So something top, DC20, this, DC20, that, DC20, this. You know what I'm saying? And it gives us a little frame. If we have everything on top, it like top loads it, and so then it's hard to make some art. Like, what's on the top? I don't know. It's gonna be weird, right? So I do agree with that. That's funny. My wife just texted me and said, she goes, "Oh my God, I hate the bottom." So she doesn't like when the core rules is on the bottom. So I don't know how many votes that she counts for. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to talk with her after the stream about that. That's funny. You can get this or you can get that. I hate my phone. Visual symmetry. Yes, it's true. It's really true. So yeah, in general, I think the bottom is the move here. The bottom is going to be the move, right? So there's that. Okay. So now, the big thing with the top, I almost don't even want to include number 3. It's just a bit sloppy and a bit like, oh, it's a big old red smudge. I thought about like, oh, and then we can do that, but then I think the red smudge takes away from the little fire of the sea. I think it's just going to mess with the background and stuff. I think it just looks a little, I think it's just a bit too much. I think that the DC20 stamp on the top is just going to be a bit, no, smear. Yeah. No to 3. Yeah. And I was looking for this too, and I noticed this. When everybody's been saying all of their, all the numbers have been flying out, not a single person said 3. So, So now, here's what we'll do. We will snippety snap these right here. Boom. Okay, so let me fix up the screen. Boom. Fix that up. Hello? Whoa. All right, there we go. Back to it. All right, so now, now we're gonna take me out of it. All right, later, y'all. Where's my face cam? There we go. Okay, so now we're between 4, 5, 6. Really now, the choice is dice or no dice. Dice or no dice, right? It is a tough choice, y'all. It's a tough choice, y'all. I'm gonna bring myself back in here for a second. It's a tough choice. So for right now, I'm taking out number 6. I'm taking out number 6 for right now just because we're talking about basically 4 or 5 on our way here. 6 is not out of the running. I'm saying temporarily for the sake of the next vote. I'm taking it. Okay, cool. So it's dice or no dice. And the hard part here, lots of people saying dice. Yeah, lots of people saying dice. Wow. That was just the name. It's a clear logo. This name is dice and dice. Wow. All right. You know what? Well, oh gosh, y'all are with the wife here on this one. Polling it up. I was about to start talking, but I got so much stuff. Which one next? 4, 5. Which one? 4 or 5. All right. Let's see. Wow. I was a bit more back and forth on it than this, but see, y'all sweeping away that dice. I mean, whoo. The big thing I do like about the dice is it does, just like the logo. The DC20 logo. Y'all have seen the logo. The DC20 logo has a dice in it, and it's structured in a hexagon. So I think that is pretty iconic. And if we do have, I can even picture a 3D graphic where there's like the dice drops in with DC20, and the DC and the 20 pop out and land next to it. Like that's the thing. So, yeah, I could see that. And we're at 84% on 4 as well. Yeah. And ultimately, just the iconography of the D20, I think, is going to be like, it's a D. But yeah, and DC20. So D20 is too iconic for DC20 not to be included. Yeah, DC20. Come on, yeah, it's just true. If there is a die, it should be a little smaller and the DC a little closer together. Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, I see that. And that's exactly what Captain Manette just said. Is now that we have chosen, and it has been chosen, See, we're making things happen right here, right now, y'all. Right here, right now. Wasn't there a dice inside the 0? Yeah, there was a dice inside the 0, but I think it'd be overdone. It'd be overdoing it if I was like, dice here and another dice here, and there's a dice on the 20, and there's a dice inside the flames, like there used to be. For those of y'all who have noticed, there used to be a dice inside the flames. Anyway, so there's that. So I just thought it was too much to have the 0 be a dice be there as well, and I think it also make the image more lopsided. So I think it's more cleaner right there, and it's that DC20. Right there. All right, cool. So yeah, I see it now. I like the DC20 logo 0. Yeah. So now the final choice. I'm going to put myself in the center here between these two choices, right? In fact, I'm going to make a note somewhere for logo. Move DC and 20 closer and make dice smaller. Yeah, cool. So now it's purple or red. All right, purple or red. I already see us all making a whole bunch of. I see what y'all are saying. So my thoughts here is red is catchy to the eye. Red sees the eye. Red, red. Right. I see that. And that is so there's that. That is the pro of red. Red is very eye-catching. It's very I think it also juxtaposes, the red on the icon right here. So there's that, but at the same time, I think this cover specifically obviously has purple on it, but not all covers will have purple on it, because the Monster Manual cover kind of just finished today in a little bit, but whew, man, anyway. But then purple is more on brand for what DC20 is. Obviously, and like the channel, the history of all of this, purple is definitely on brand as far as that goes. It is nice and softer on the eye. It's going to go and blend in with a lot more different types of art that are going to be intermixed here. It obviously goes along with the purple head of the dragon, so it shares that benefit there. And it also does take us a step away from D&D, because D&D has like that little stripe, but they do it like on the side over here. So I think that takes us one more step away from D&D, which I also think is good, right? For that reason, and a lot of things having to do with like D&D and Pathfinder being more red skewed or brownish gold and all that kind of stuff. That's why. So red or gold, red or purple, purple or red. Vote. Let's see, and then we will have the cover, and then I have so after this I'm gonna have the cover. I'm gonna show you all the cover right there, and then we'll have one little sneak peek, super simple, like almost vocabulary term change for 0.7, and then we're gonna go right into the questions because we're behind, right? Purple 75%, nice go. Or a purple to red gradient. Oh, interesting. I'll write that down too. Purple to red gradient. That's interesting. Ready for the next book. #1 book is purple. Has to be purple. Everything you're saying. I could have the swipe be a different color based on the book. I mean, that is true. Green. Oh gosh, Evan, get out of here. Purple to red gradient. That's interesting. I gotta make a trademark. Alignment is the alignment on 4. Alignment on 4. Oh, wait, alignment? Oh, you're saying the core rules being lower? That's interesting. I never noticed that. Core rules being lower on the book. Yeah. Keep core rules lower on the cover. Yeah, that's a good note too. And then sneak peek with a special edition cover. I think I might have that for next week. Well, not next week. I'm not the live stream number 30. How about that? Yeah. So okay, cool. So there's purple gets it. All right, cool. Art placement's different. Yeah, all that stuff's gonna. There's lots of different tweaks and changes there. So you actually like it higher. Oh, gradient sounds great. Yellow art placement is different. Corals isn't lower. The picture's just bigger. You're right. It is. Well, no, even if you look at proportion wise, it is a little bit lower. But again, I can play around with that. Higher's nice. Oh, okay. Right. All right. Fine. You've unlocked a last poll. Core rules location. Higher, lower. we're going to a new one right here. It's funny. So this is the difference. So focus your attention on between 4 and 5 again, just for the location of the core rules. Yes, take into consideration that this book is slightly larger, right? But as you can see, there's only a mouse width worth of distance here, and here there's maybe 2 mouse widths worth of distance, right? A mouse 1.7, 1.8 mouse widths right here. So core rules lower or core rules higher? I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to say anything else. So core rules lower, core rules higher. Symmetrical with the height of the title. Oh, interesting. So however much distance is there should be the distance there. I see that, yeah. Can you raise the photo? Raise the photo? What do you mean raise the photo? Can't raise the photo. Oh, I can't. I'm not super fancy, especially when it comes to art stuff. I should have really made them the same, but we now not want core rules to stay as low as 4 if we ever want subtitles for future books, because then the title height for subtitle and non-subtitle books can be the same. Interesting. Thought for subtitles. That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting, especially for like the adventure, Dragon ear. What? Oh, I see what you're saying. The placement of the art is different between. I've done this across multiple different times. And that mouse widths. Funny for a slight different position jumping character compared to the logo on 5 and 6. Oh yeah. And I also, this isn't it's not overlaid. This one's overlaid and this one's not. So yeah. That guy's for sure going to be overlapping the 22. I think that's cool. Small Cordelia, light in Dragon's mouth makes it look like a cartoon teeth from a yeah, the teeth is one of the things that's being adjusted. So very nice there. Very nice feedback. Like the overlay, yeah. Breathing room for the lower. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, cool. Lower. Keep the okay, cool. All right. Enough of this. We are off to the races. And just also for the record, the one I chose was I was between 4 and 5, and then as far as I knew the core rules were gonna be on the bottom. I was probably like 70-30 on the dice or no dice, like 70 being dice, and then I really wanted to do the purple, but I thought I was being too biased towards purple and just overdoing purple. So seeing so many of y'all say purple helped me realize that I wasn't just me being super mega biased towards purple. So my heart wanted 6, but I was between 4 and 5. So thanks for y'all for this. This has been rough. And then the spine on the book is going to be the DC20 and then core rules on the bottom, and probably maybe a swipe on that as well. We'll see about that. But now once we have the front figured out, we got the rest locked in. So cool. Done with that, and then we can update this and update that and update this. Nice. Cool. All right, now to the stream, baby. Now to the stream. So let's see if Wolves is on standby. Do we have Wolves? I'm just making sure we have Wolves, and we are here and ready. And then Wolves is back in the chat. I see him again now. Let's go. So I'm gonna make the stream longer for sure. I'm gonna bump it. I'm gonna bump it another. So it will end in another half hour. I'll do at least a half hour, 45 minutes of questions. I don't want to leave y'all hanging with that. And I appreciate you guys sharing that with me. So drop your questions in the chat now, starting now. Wolves is going to pick them up. Gosh, what's the word? Hashtag question. Hashtag question. A big old hashtag question starting now. Ask your questions, and we'll get them answered up. And then oh my gosh, the late start. I'm rattled. We will do that. I'm going to do an announcement real quick, and then we'll dive into the questions. Super chats are broken as far as my integrations. I just know nothing's happening here and nothing's happening there. I still see them, and your question will still jump to the front of the line and all that kind of stuff. So thanks for your support there. The support is especially valuable as we stream towards the finish line of the Kickstarter, as I get enough funds for this and try and commission a piece of art, get enough funds for this and try and get another ad spot, get enough funds for this and reach out with an email here. So yeah, and I have some big news that's coming down the pipeline, and a huge person that I'm meeting with at the end of this month, which is the last minute type of situation, but there's a lot of big stuff running around. So while the questions are coming in, the new little sneak peek, as my apology for being late to the stream, is on the 30th live stream. So next week, because next week it's delayed 1 week. 30th live stream, I'm doing a dice giveaway. I'm doing a dice giveaway. And that dice giveaway will also be showcasing the people who are making and doing, and I just locked in today the custom dice for DC20. They are gorgeous. They're phenomenal. They're the best dice I've ever seen. And they may or may not have to do with the purple dragon. What? Anyway, so I'm going to do a giveaway for that. I'm going to announce a ton of stuff about 0.7 and everything phasing into the Kickstarter. Lots of huge stuff. So next live stream number 30, baby. It's going to be a big one. Going to be a big one. All right, anyway. So the sneak peek for 0.7. One thing that is being changed. This is just a word verbiage change. Just like last week, we talked about damage types being changed. If you were not familiar, holy and unholy have been changed to radiant and umbral. Ooh, super sick. Radiant being light, and umbral being pure darkness and shadow. So radiant and umbral, super sick. New word changes. No actual true mechanical differences there. Literally just those words are changed. The only somewhat mechanics is certain spells that haven't been created yet, instead of being necrotic damage that you would see before, those will be turned towards corrosive, and they don't have to be unholy or umbral in this way. So umbral truly can sit in its nice shadowy darkness spot, and then corrosive which is the new name for acid, can gain some light there. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. A new update as far as verbiage and words are concerned is mental defense is being renamed. It was not all encompassing, and that I feel like that was a problem. So we had physical defense and mental defense. The problem with mental defense is mental defense guarded against. Now, mental defense with psychic damage, I mean, makes absolute sense. Absolute sense, right? Mental defense, psychic damage targets mental defense. I mean, come on. Yeah. But then we get into the stuff about like holy, unholy, which now is radiant and umbral. And then like sonic damage targets mental defense. And then like radiant and umbral like target your soul. You know what I'm saying? Like you get hit with a beam of light from the heavens and your soul is like overwhelmed and like frazzled, whatever, overloaded and shocked, right, by so much overwhelming a sense of like pure holiness or whatever, light and all that stuff, right? And then the radiant or the umbral side of things is like you're sapping your soul's energy and life draining and it's necrotic erosion and all this kind of stuff, right? So those two things don't really scream mental defense, right? So it is going to, and these sound really good when you say them together, and it makes a lot of sense, because if you know the damage types, there are 3 different damage categories in DC20: physical damage, elemental damage, and mystical damage. And if you have physical defense and mystical defense, physical defense, mystical defense, physical, mystical, mystical, Cool. They rhyme. Okay. So physical defense is obviously physical defense. Mystical defense is that, and it all is more all encompassing. And I think overall a better word for that. So super small change there, but there's that. Owlbear equivalent. Oh man, kindly cryptid. We'll see if we get to kindly cryptid's question. I will show y'all a little something. So heck yeah. And then oh wow, I'm getting into the questions now. We have 2 super chats. Damien, taking it back. For me, I like red behind core rules, and all the art should have purple in some way, be it dragon, armor, fur, or a magic splash. Oh, it's funny if we have. All right, well, what's the purple going to be in this cover? Let's see. I see it, Damien. I love it. And it's for first time super chat. Appreciate you, Damien. I gotta make sure now I have purple in every single cover. AJ with the super chat. You need to relax a bit, Coach. Buying you a cup of coffee tomorrow morning. Enjoy. Let's go. Appreciate it, dude. I will. I will take you up on that. I will take you up on that for sure. I definitely am a bit more go for it whenever we get some coffee in my veins, because I usually never drink coffee. So yeah, all right, sweet, awesome, love it, thank you guys, and let's get into some questions. So customizer, can y'all hear? There we go. Customizer. My stream thing set up. I'm back to synced up with the live stream. That's interesting. Cool. The super chats are working. All right. Customizer has a question. What are your thoughts on future expansions involving cowboy classes, guns, and stuff? Now, cowboy classes. So I have a whole freaking spreadsheet on classes and what classes are going to be in DC20. There's already 20 classes that are already going to be in DC20. So the classes are in a good spot. Now, am I saying that there'll never be any other classes ever? No. I'm not saying that, but I absolutely think that it makes sense, or there could be more classes in DC20, but the design space for every class I can see and possibly think of is already accounted for. So far, anyone that I've played this game with people, say a class that's not accounted for, and I'm like, yep, that's there. Oh, no, that's a subclass. Oh, that's this. Oh, that'd be that. Oh, that'd be a subclass because of this. So anyway, there's not going to be a cowboy class, you know what I'm saying? Now, if there was ever down the road and there was some sort of like Star Wars hack we did, or some sort of, thing like that, I could for sure see subclasses coming out for all these different stuff, or maybe a class get introduced for some super specific type of thing, right? So there's that. But the expansions, with as far as specifically referencing guns, yes, there will be an expansion that has guns be added to the game. That may or may not be the same expansion that artificers get added to the game. So that would be artificers, some like higher tech based things, more magic items, stuff with systems, different sort of attunement. There's lots of different stuff that can come out with artificers. But I think that would probably be an expansion with artificers, not cowboys. But you can make an artificer cowboy, you know what I'm saying? Let's go. So yeah, and then Galaxy Night Fox Night Sky. No, there is not also elemental defense. No. There's only two types of defense, and that is it. One second, my wife texted me, and there's something about 5. Got another. Oh, okay, all right. So she's something completely random. All right, great. So next question, Slime88 question: will we get official support for zoned combat? Zoned combat. Now, Slime, I don't know. I've never heard of this term be coined, zoned combat. I don't know what zoned combat is officially. Where my head goes is theater of the mind, where you have different zones and you can go and move through that will be accounted for. That's going to be a game master guide thing as far as theater of the mind and different ways to run off theater of the mind, all those types of tips of how to run things like that and how it could work in DC20. Spaces of movement being able to get you in one round, one action point gets you from one zone to the next, etc. And you could easily do stuff like that, right? So if you're talking about theater of the mind, it will get official support, but I don't know honestly if that's what you're talking about with zone combat. Yes, that's it. Okay, cool. I was correct. Nice. And that artificer cowboy. Nice, Captain. And we got another super chat. Stephen Harris, regarding the magic system. What's up, bro? Regarding the magic system, will you merge spells like Misty Step, Dimension Door, and Teleport into a single magical teleportation type spell? Honestly, currently, my current answer to that is yes. I have not made that spell yet, but the concept of teleportation is, yes, going to be accounted for in that way. Will it be just one spell for teleport? No. So I think that like Misty Step, Far Step, Thunder Step, I think that is going to be a spell. I think there would be a separate spell for stuff like Dimension Door that leads into Teleportation Circle. You know what I'm saying? So if you have like combat tactical, pump more mana into it and you can go farther. Pump more mana into it and you can add an explosion. Pump more mana into it and you can control when the explosion happens on entry or on exit. Ooh, or both. Oh, wow. Oh, you see what I'm saying? See how freaking cool DC20 is, y'all? I'm not trying to freaking toot my own horn here, but damn, that's sick. I just got chills hypothetically talking about a spell. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so freaking cool, y'all. Oh my God. But then I think that is like, that already checks so many boxes, right? So many boxes as far as what that spell is. And then if we were to also like cram in Dimension Door and Teleportation Circle and you know what I'm saying? I think that now gets to the point where like, whoa, dude, take it easy. Too much, you know what I'm saying? You can toot your own horn. Thanks, Fickle Fortune. Kyle Doring, love DC20 Coach, appreciate it. I love that icon, Kyle. I love that icon. I recognize it instantly. So much so that I need to know if we're getting up to 3 or 4 in 0.7 subclasses. Maybe. Lastly, can we give Druids some love? Give Druids some love. Okay. I don't know what you mean by give Druids some love. I see your winky face though, and Druids are getting some love, but I don't know what you know. I don't know what you know. So, interesting. Okay, so the three or when you say 3 or 4, are you talking about level 3 or 4 in 0.7? Oh, okay, and that's where subclasses. I see what you're saying. Okay, so here's been the whole thing with the subclass stuff, and we're gonna take this is gonna be a little bit of a detour, and I'm gonna also Kyle is got a question out of me. I was going to save it to next week and talk about it, but we're going to talk about it right now. So I have some good news and bad news, y'all. Kyle, dadgummit, you got it out of me. This is a huge, not spoiler. There's no spoilers like this. This is a huge announcement for 0.7. Okay. I got good news and bad news. I talked to patrons about this some, but this is what it's looking like. So the 0.7, okay, the goal has always been subclasses at 0.7. That's always been the goal, literally since I think 0.4. I was like, yeah, subclass is 0.7. Like that's what it is. And as development goes on, as timelines go on, as things come up, as Kickstarters need to be prepared for, etc. Time. And I was like, all right, even down to the wire, I was like, no, I really feel like we can still get some subclasses out. We'll be able to get the subclasses out. So the good news, bad news. The bad news is subclasses will not be in 0.7. That literally rips my freaking heart out to say that, y'all. I hate that. Even right now, I got a knot in my throat. I wanted so bad to hit that for y'all. I really wanted so badly to hit that for y'all. I still haven't said the good news yet, so stay tuned for that. But there will not be subclasses in 0.7. That is the bad news. It will. Well, and honestly, it's exactly what Robin just said. Better to do it right than on time. So, I mean, could we have cranked out some subclasses? Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of like, oh, yep, here's the mechanics for this. A Shadow Sorcerer, a Draconic Sorcerer, a Phalanx Fighter, a Samurai Fighter. Like we could have for sure cranked out some subclasses, but it would have been rushed. It would have been under the gun. It would have been all this stuff. And again, I have not gotten to the good news, and it's pretty freaking good news, okay? Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it. Hydration check. Thanks. Oh, okay. So, there will not be subclasses in 0.7 for those couple of reasons. The biggest reason has to do with the good news, but I think this is also going to be it thematically kind of makes sense because the alpha will now have only been levels 1 through 2, and the alpha only ever would get levels 1 through 2, right? And then Kickstarter, 3 and above, and now here we go, baby. Subclasses, next level subclasses, class features, you know what I'm saying? And we rock it out through the Kickstarter. So that feels right as far as like it makes sense, or it feels thematic and like segmented. You know what I'm saying? But I think everyone's gonna hit that levels 1 and 2. Everybody's gonna get to see it. Speaking of levels 1 and 2, here is the good news. And my final thing before I say the good news is I 100% with this Kickstart, with this game, with this system, I am prioritizing doing it right, and it will be ready and finished when it is finished. I hope that that the community and the people that back it and all that kind of stuff understand that vision and support it. And I know I'm probably going to get a bunch of kickback or maybe some complaints for wanting it to get done. And I understand that there's some passion behind that, and I can relate to that. But I'm going to do it right, and it will be done as soon as it is done. I know I'm not going to be perfectionist. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole of like, oh no, it will always keep going. No. But I'm going to make sure that it's right and it's ready, right? And I'm going to do it the right way. And the process of which I go through things might not be the fastest, but I think it is the most thorough and in-depth. So there's that. So the good news, Aunt Louise, my daughter is in love with DC20, played 2 sessions. Oh my gosh. My heart. Oh, damn, dude. Freaking your daughter's playing, man. Oh, come on. My son came into my room this morning and we played some DC20 right here. We had these little dragon minis and there's a lake and he had to get across the lake, but he was a fire dragon and he had an ice dragon. He's almost 4 years old, and the ice dragon or the fire dragon tried to jump across, landed in the water, started to get put out by the fire, and then mom was in here playing too, and she was the ice dragon and breathed ice on the lake so he could walk across to the end, and they got across together, and then it was super cool. So he's now this is a very simple version of DC20, but there you go, the family vibes. I love it, Louise. Thank you. All right. So, so the good news for 0.7. Here's the good news. The good news is every single class is getting touch-ups, reworks in some cases, upgrades, polish, truly next level improvements, balance, tuning, everything. So classes, all classes, are going to be in a very good spot. They're so good, y'all. It's so good. Some features are going away. Some features are getting updated. Some features are getting so far. Every time there's been a change, the majority of people have liked it, and all the changes we made have been for the better. And I've essentially so far, I take that back. I'm not superstitious at all. So far, we've been met with very positive feedback from every change that's happened so far, right? And I think there's only been 2 times where feedback wasn't as good, and then we even ended up walking back those changes anyway, right? All classes are going to be getting an update, upgrade, all that kind of stuff. We are hard at work polishing off all of those. Literally, the team's having discussions about it. I'm going through, and there's like chunks of class. We're almost through the class reworks and circling back to polish them all off and everything like that. So I'm going to give some insights to some of those things on the next live stream 2 weeks from now. But yeah, all the classes are going to be a good spot. And another reason why I think that's important is if all the classes at levels 1 and 2 get a revamp, a polish, an update, we have to do that before we build subclasses on top of that, right? If we were to not do that and build subclasses on top of it, and then features change, and we're like, well, shoot, this subclass interacted with this feature and it's not a feature anymore. What do we do now? Oh, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's truly the best way to go forward with it. Truly be able to, now I'm not going to say lock in levels 1 and 2, but really fine tune levels 1 and 2, and then build on top of that. It's going to be a much stronger foundation for the game in general. So there's that. Kyle got it out of me with a super chat. That was one of the things for that. And dear God, it's gonna be great. And yeah, 0.7 is gonna come out before the Kickstarter. Ideally, it comes out right before the Kickstarter. My goal is for it to come out a few days before the Kickstarter is what the goal is. So there's that. Okay. Woo. All right. There we go. All right. Next question. Kaylor question. What is the minimum goal to complete the Kickstarter? So the big thing with this is a lot of this stuff is just weird games that you have to play on Kickstarter. The numbers that I'd have to hit to be able to have it be good and stuff like that is going to be different than what I say on the Kickstarter. On the Kickstarter, it's going to say 20,000. It's going to say the goal is 20,000. That's going to be the goal in the Kickstarter. But hopefully we hit that within seconds. I mean, ideally that's the goal. We should hit that within 5 minutes is that's the goal, is to hit that 20,000 within 5 minutes. And that's why that's so important. The very beginning is so important. So 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, June 4th, be there. Whatever you're going to think about doing, bang, throw it in there for that. And that's going to be huge. So that number is 20,000, but if it raised 20,000, I'd have to go back to teaching. That's as simple as that. Yeah, so those numbers aren't real. If you look at all tabletop roleplay Kickstarters, they're all like 10 to 20,000. I think Tales of the Valiant did higher because they were legitimately like, should we do this? And then they raised enough money and they're like, okay, we'll do this, you know? And then MCDM had huge numbers just because he's MCDM. And they were like, do we do this in the same type of way, right? So I'm doing this regardless, right? Whether it's I'm making this for a couple hundred people or a couple thousand people, then I'm making DC20, and I just hope that it does well enough for me to continue to do this as a job. And anyone who's interested in DC20 wants that to happen as well, because then if I were to have to teach and the game progress would slow way down if I had to be a teacher and coach again. But yeah, so that's that. I don't know if I want to get into like the like, oh, okay, well, if it hits this, then that means we can do, you know, the better it does, the goal. I would say I have a goal for it to break 1 million. I think it would be good for the health of the game for it to break 1 million. Shadow Dark broke 1 million. Tales of the Valiant broke 1 million. I think DC20, in my eyes, has to break 1 million for us to do and accomplish and have the street cred. The Kickstarter has to break 1 million, which sounds absolutely crazy to say that. But yeah, that's the reality of it. If we're going to try and like really do this thing, you know? So yeah, vacation day now. Grandaldorf taking a vacation day on that day. Let's go. That's funny. And then what do you want to get? Wait, yeah, if you already have the alpha, you'll get sent 0.7 for sure. Yep. And then 0.8 is the beta. So the beta's for the Kickstarter, and that's like the division there. So alpha's done, and then it passes the baton over to the Kickstarter, and Kickstarter backers get 0.8. Yeah. Gabriel Dixon, hey coach, can't wait to see DC20 evolve. I was wondering if you've done anything to rework unarmored defense for monks and barbarians for DC20. Felt a little too strong. Gabriel, getting another 0.7 update. Yes, both of those have changed. Unarmored defense for monks and barbarians. The formula. Take the formula. It's the exact same formula, except instead of adding prime, they add 2. There's a sneak peek for monks and barbarians. So that is a little bit of a nerf there, but adding their prime to their unarmored defense was a lot. Especially gets it to the point where it's just like, okay, well, I have to do that. And there's the you gain the benefits of being unarmored, like, you know, the mobility and all that, some other stuff like that. But it's a +2 now instead of prime. So at level 1, it's basically a 1-point nerf to your physical defense. Yes. But then, oh no, it doesn't scale anymore. Oh no, the barbarian and monk can't scale their defense anymore. Ooh, it's going to be okay at level 5. Another secret sneak peek. At level 5, monks and barbarians will get an upgrade. Their feature will upgrade to their unarmored defense to be better and scale possibly. You get the idea. So there's that, Gabriel. I got you. Paul C. Thanks for the hard work. Thanks for the hard work and N. Thanks for the hard work and N. I don't know, Paul C. if you accidentally ended that too early there, but I appreciate you, Paul C. Okay, cool. Enthusiasm, hard work and enthusiasm. Thanks, Paul C. Thanks for the clarification there. All right, next question. João Vitor Zepe, what a cool name. Question: first of all, much love from Brazil. Do you think DC20 will have translations such as Portuguese? Yeah. So, in the process, I have like this, like, would you call it a vision board, like a phases of publication board. So once the core rules gets done. Oh man, core rules launched. Couple of things get rolling. Well, obviously the next Kickstarter for the monster manual and et cetera. And then there's also a branch. It branches off to new publications and new different words. We're going to start testing, see which translation should be first, how does that process work, and start to go down that road. I don't think it would be good for the overall health of the game if I started to try and translate a game that wasn't finished yet, right? So once the game is done, 100%, I have Portuguese is actually one of them, some words there that are some languages that the book will be translated into for the core rules. And then once those avenues get established and I get people that can translate and all that, and I learn that process, then every future book will I be able to handle that better. So that is on the docket and something I'm for sure going to learn and explore. So heck yeah. Dennis, look at Dennis speaking words. Look at Dennis speaking words I don't know. See, that's why, Dennis. I got you, Dennis Holanda. Rakdos, question. I want to try and run 0.7 at MomoCon. If 0.7 is not done by then, can I have a sneak peek to play on the 24th? So Rakdos, I know you're already a patron, but message me and we'll see where it's at. We'll see where it's at that point. I have a DC20 influencer list, and we'll see if I can see what can go on there, especially if you're going to be playing it at a con and showcasing and spreading the love, spreading the word of DC20. I want to try and help out there, especially. So appreciate that. Never heard of MomoCon. That's awesome. And then Tabletop Phoenix. Tabletop Phoenix. How's the Spellblade coming along? Curious how my new Paladin is doing. So I will say the Spellblade is the third stretch goal for the Kickstarter. The first the first stretch goal is a free monster supplement for everyone. I think it's gonna be just a really cool stretch goal. I expect we're gonna hit that stretch goal within minutes, maybe possibly even. I'm setting it as like a low stretch goal. And then next stretch goal is a 5e to DC20 conversion guide. So we're going to hit that too. And that's just also more so like hype generating things. And if we hit those stretch goals, when we hit those stretch goals, it's going to just be a reward for everyone that backs the Kickstarter. Just boom, sending it out there, right? And then the third Kickstarter stretch goal is the Spellblade. So I'm pretty confident that we will hit the Spellblade stretch goal. And if we don't hit the Spellblade stretch goal, DC20 in general would be in some hot water or some problems, because I'm purposely setting that bar pretty low just for the community. I think it's what's right for the game. So I'm purposely setting yes, it's in a stretch goal, but it's also in a stretch goal just for the excitement and the hype and all that kind of stuff. But I'm purposely setting the stretch goal at a spot where I feel like we have to hit. And like I said, if we don't hit that stretch goal, then DC20 in general is a problem. So that's kind of the thing there. So yes, Spellblade. Spellblade is such a cool class, man. It's such a cool class. I can't wait to. I'll have to maybe showcase the Spellblade in a patron live stream or something to get you let you scratch that itch. You know what I'm saying? So, heck yeah! All right, Spellblade stretch goal. Let's go. Have you reached out to Duke from One Shot Questers with D&D Shorts already involved with the Kickstarter? Bob World Builder XP level 3. Oh, okay. So Kyle, Duke from One Shot Questers has played DC20 live on his channel. Duke from One Shot Questers was the live guest on the first live stream of these live streams. You know, this is live stream number 29. If you go back to number 1, he was the guest on there and launched the alpha with me. So yeah, Duke's very familiar with DC20. He's played it twice. He's a huge proponent of DC20. There was he had some stuff in the works to do a whole bunch of DC20 stuff on his channel, but the group he was going to play with, that group fell through. Like the people that he was going to play with fell through, and now he doesn't have a group. So there was going to be a full campaign streamed on One Shot Questers. I don't know if I've said that publicly. There's going to be a full DC20 campaign like played on One Shot Questers channel, but the group fell through just for their own separate reasons. So that it's not even replaced with anything. That just never happened. So yeah, that was a huge bummer. But yeah. So yeah, that's that whole thing. But yeah, so I have Duke from One Shot Questers. He's got a video coming. The list goes on. I have a huge, there are dozens of YouTube content creators that will be making content on DC20 during the launch, and there's a whole army of creators out there that are going to be going nuts. So heck yeah. And then Artificer stretch goal. There will not be an Artificer stretch goal. Artificer is not a core class to the game. That's a longer discussion, like a theoretical game design type discussion. Also, in general, there are 6 martial classes, 6 spellcaster classes, and 1 hybrid class. I mean, come on. How can you know what I'm saying? Come on. How can you mess with that? The synergy, martials, spellcasters, physical, or stamina, mana, maneuvers. You get the idea, right? The synergy, right? Next question. Oh, wow. We're almost into overtime. Let's go. Nahul Salmon. Nahul Salamone. I love saying that name. How many monsters are going to come in the Kickstarter? Haha. Yes. So there's going to be 2 different ways you can get monsters in the Kickstarter. The first one is the free stretch goal that everybody gets. It's going to literally be like 50,000. Like that's going to be it's going to be like 100 or 50, it's going to be 50,000 or 100. It's going to be some lower stretch goal that we should for sure just plow on through. But this one for sure will be hit. There's no way this one doesn't get hit. That's impossible. So eventually, right? Ideally, we hit it within the first few minutes, but then, at least in the first few days, we'll hit it. But there's going to be all Kickstarter backers are going to get a monster starter pack. It's going to be a complete guide of making monsters, modifying monsters, tweaking monsters, changing monsters, adding different types of stuff for monsters. And then there's going to be a bundle of monsters, a bunch of little level small, like low level ones. And it'll almost be like not a pyramid, but it'll be like a skinny pyramid where there's like a nice solid handful of level 1s, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, level 7, 8, level 9, level 10. And get the nice little spread in there, and then that'll be those monsters. And then I think the monster starter pack will probably max out at level 10 as far as that goes. Now that's not official or locked in completely, but I think that feels right. For the starter pack, that's just everybody gets it for free. That one probably will max out at level 10. But then there's also an add-on, which is going to be a very, very nice add-on of just a crap load of monsters. A bunch of monsters. I'm going to shoot to have it be over 50. I'm going to shoot to get as close to 100. There's going to be stretch goals that increase the number of monsters in there as well. So yeah, monsters, I'm going to shoot for 50 to 100 monsters, even just in like a PDF. It's a PDF. There's not going to be any monsters in the core rules because the player's handbook core rules, it's not really player's handbook. It's not a player's handbook. There also is a ton, like you can completely run the game with the book. Players, game masters, it's a completely complete book for that. But there's no monsters in that book. The monsters are in the monster manual and all these other different things that are going along with it. And then when the monster manual comes out, the book of that, it'll have all that stuff in there, all put together for you and have an actual thing. But since I know we don't have that book yet, I need to be able to get y'all stuff, like to be able to have monsters and be able to take care of monsters for y'all. So some of that's going to shoot out there for free. And if you want even more monsters to go even further and expand on that, there's going to be a whole add-on for monsters. So monsters will be legit. And lots of custom DC20 monsters as well. So heck yeah. I'm going to do overtime. We are in overtime. We're already 20 minutes overtime, but I was late by at least 20 minutes. So here's the shot clock. Shot clock is going up. And disclaimer is I'm sorry in advance for not being able to answer the questions in fully as in depth. And there's my disclaimer. I'm sorry. And here we go. Big fella statistic question. How are things going with DC20 Foundry integration? Yeah, so there is I got a team of digital volunteer army that are just trying to do the best they can with getting everything together and trying to work on digital character creation tools, digital rules compendiums and all that kind of stuff. And then once we have that able to have people be able to do that, then there's going to be people appointed to each of the VTTs, and that whole process is going to start. Foundry is actually, I think, one of the ones that's further along. There's some people that have been shown some really cool videos and really cool progress of some stuff. So yeah, all those types of things are going to be all the VTT support and stuff. From the basics is 50% of people play online, 50% of people play in person. So I absolutely want to have support for that for sure. So Renee Zero, question. Will I be able to fully convert my specific D&D character builds to DC20, mainly my Hexblade Whispers Bard? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. What's funny is I think it was Pocket Dimension. Pocket Dimension played DC20, right? They played like a 2-shot or a 3-shot of DC20. And then they ported over their characters to D&D. And their level 1 DC20 characters, they had to get to like level 3 or 4 or something to be able to like have the certain features and be able to accomplish the class fantasy and all that kind of stuff. So now that's not saying that these level 1 characters in DC20 are just overpowered. They just can do stuff and you can play the game how you want to play. Yeah, you get the idea. Yes, you absolutely will be able to make every D&D character you possibly, you could absolutely make a DC20 one of that. easily. Especially if you're talking about Hexblade, Whispers Bard, like, oh my gosh, so cool. Get some Spellblade in there, get a little bit of Warlock in there, maybe Bard, and you have options, right? Like, even just right now, like you could accomplish this little snippet you gave me your character. You could do a Warlock dips into Bard. You could do a Bard dips into Warlock. You could do a Spellblade dips into Bard. You gotta have Bard in there, I assume. I don't know what you mean by Whispers Bard, so you might be able to dabble into some other things there, and you don't need the Bard, depending on what you mean by that, right? So anyway, Lazy Spartan question. I probably missed it, but if you are wearing heavy armor and a heavy shield, would you have double disadvantage on agility checks? Yes. There's not heavy shields in general. All heavy shields don't give you disadvantage, but there is a heavy shield. There is a heavy shield that gives disadvantage on agility checks, and you would, yes, have double disadvantage, yes. Bearded Tabletop Gaming, what's up, bro? What about a different color stripe for a different book? Yeah. Purple for Player's Book, red for Monster Manual, gold for Game Masters. Yeah. I think purple, red gradient, and I also am going to say different colors for each book, right? So I think that also could be a thing. Now, luckily, we don't have to decide that right now. Luckily, we don't have to we need to lock that in. But we could have, or a gradient changes, right? So like the core rules could be purple fade to red because that's the logo, that's the brand, that's the brand, that's the game, that's the whole thing. But then maybe the monster manual is red fade to green or brown fade to, depending on the colors of the art on the book and stuff. So yeah, I can absolutely see that, dude. Hopeful Mayhem, have considered making a half caster use stamina only. What? Have considered making half casters making it so that they regain stamina, taking a martial action and then spend their stamina on spells. So the problem with that is in how DC20 works in general is stamina outside of combat doesn't matter. Stamina regenerates immediately outside of combat. Unless you're doing something strenuous to where you need to track your stamina and like with combat or a skill challenge or something like that, and you really want to stop and like, hold up, let's track my stamina now. Stamina outside of combat, you can just use and it regains. So then you would be able to infinitely cast spells if you could cast spells with stamina. So that has to be a no there, just in general. But the one thing that there is nice things with stamina and mana for hybrid casters is when you cast mana or when you use mana, you regain stamina. Like there's some levels there that's nice, because then you have you get the idea based on the problem I just posed. But yeah, there's that. Sorry for the overtime fast question. Twinsin, how does combat work when you have the party outnumbered? Time's up, but I'm going to answer this question. How does combat work when you have the party outnumbered? Do you put two enemies together on each turn, or do you push? Oh, love this question. Yeah. I want to double check to make sure that that's in there as far as the initiative rules, because that should be accounted for. But if the party's outnumbered, let's say they're outnumbered by, let's just do a bunch of goblins, right? So let's say there's 3 player characters and you got 6 goblins, right? Oh my gosh, they're outnumbered. So how would you do that? How I do that is it depends on how I want to run this off as game master. You have complete flexibility as how you want to run this off. You could, I wouldn't do it this way. This would be the worst way in my opinion to do it, but you totally could do this. Is you have 3 player characters, 6 goblins. You make the initiative check, see which side wins. Let's say the goblins win. So then it would go goblin. It'd go goblin player, goblin player, goblin player, goblin. And then that's 4 goblins, and you would have 2 more goblins go. You could do that. I think that would be a little bit more clunky, a bit more slow. So in general, if I had 6 goblins, I'd be like, okay, let's pair it 2-2-2, right? So then now those 6 goblins have paired into, let's imagine I have 2 fingers here on my thumb. And now those 6 goblins are 2, 2, and 2. And then now I have 3 players, and then now they can puzzle piece with each other. You know what I'm saying? But then also, I might do it as a 3-3 split. It's where there's 3. Let's say by encounter design, I have 3 skirmisher and melee stabby goblins and 3 archer goblins. If that's the way I've grouped them, and I choose to group those together that way, there we go. So we'd roll for initiative, see who goes first, and then let's say the players win. So the players would go, and then the stabby goblins would go. Then the second player goes. Then the Archer goblins go. Then the third player goes. Ba-ba-da-ba. Super smooth, super clean, right? You could also, secret game masters, players don't listen. You could also choose and make that make that choice after they win or lose initiative. You could literally be like, okay, let's see. I have 3 stabby goblins and 3 archer goblins. All right, let's see. You win initiative. Well, if they win initiative. If they win initiative, it works really nicely to have 3 player characters and you insert the goblins here and here. You see the gaps there? You insert the goblins here and you insert the goblins here. How perfect is that? But then if you win initiative, you might not want to do this. You know what I'm saying? You might not want to have stabby goblins, then you have your archer goblins, and then now 2 players go together. You could be like, oh, you know what? All right, bloop, and you could do this. And now you win initiative and you can fit better. I don't know if this visual is good. I don't know, but there's that, right? So there's a little initiative tomfoolery there. And then I would also, just for the record, you could choose. I would group 2 of the melee goblins together. They are now team 1. I'd group 1 melee goblin and 1 archer goblin together. That's team 2. And then the 2 goblins together, that's team 3. Done, right? Amazing visual. Thank you, Cosmic Parade. Thank you. Visual was strong. Shoot. All right, now we have reached the end of the stream. Y'all say something in chat. Say something in the chat, and I'm gonna do a giveaway with Nightbot. Say something in the chat, and we'll do a giveaway. If you win the giveaway and you already have the alpha of DC20, which I assume a lot of you guys do, and at this point now, if you didn't know this, the alpha of DC20 is only 99 cents. And it's going to keep on dropping as it gets closer to the Kickstarter, and there's going to be a version of DC20 that gets released. There's going to be a version of DC20 that's going to be a free sample of DC20 that's released upon the launch of that. Now, that's not going to have the Scion, it's not going to have the Paladin, and all these other things that y'all have gotten sneak peeks of through that. It's going to be a little bit more limited in that way, but it is going to be a free sample to get people kind of like, oh, hey, what's DC20? Download this, see if you like it. Back to Kickstarter. Right? Oh yeah, like a DC20 SRD, pretty much like that. Yeah, you get the idea. Oh, Disgruntled Mario, I love your freaking icon. That's so funny. And then heck yeah. And then, so yeah, I'm going to do the winner now. So the winner is going to win a copy of DC20, sure. But at this point, DC20 is, like I said, I'm purposely making it as cheap as possible, getting to the end there. So if you do win, I'm going to maybe give you a little sneak peek of something other. I'm going to put you on the sneak peek list for some early and behind the scenes stuff. So this really is a giveaway for everybody, right? You know what I'm saying? So let's go. What am I doing? Winner. There we go. Winner. Is Nightbot here? Yeah, Nightbot is here. Winner. Nightbot, go. Shonen! Let's go, Shonen. Chicken dinner. Shonen gets a chicken dinner. Shonen, I will mail you a chicken dinner. I know you have the alpha, so I will mail you a chicken dinner and a sneak peek behind the scenes, Shonen. So Shonen, reach out to moderator or me on Patreon, as I'm pretty sure there's that, and then our means that we've interacted before. So I know that we've already had that before. So hit me up there, and I will get you added. Make sure you're added in that way, and you're good to go. Let's go. Congrats, Shonen, and done. Wait, you're right. I missed the super chat. I missed the super chat. Did somebody sneak in a super chat while I was live streaming? Oh my gosh, I missed Shonen's super chat. He said super late fee, Kickstarter coming, let's go. So Shonen was the one who won the live stream. How weird is that? The guy's super chat that I missed wins. There we go. How now? See, I don't even think that's rigged. I think that's karma. the guy that or maybe Nightbot felt bad. Maybe that was Nightbot's conscience. Nightbot was like, oh, Shonen. So there we go. If you guys want to win future giveaways, apparently, if you wait until I do my overtime questions where I shift over and I try and rapid fire question, if you can sneak in a super chat during that time and I don't see it, I don't catch it, I do a giveaway and then realize it, maybe that's the way. Maybe we just found a way to hack Nightbot. Who knows? But anyway, stay tuned for not next week, the week after, live stream number 30. It's going to be big. It's going to be Gotta be huge. Gotta be huge. Whew, love you guys so much. Thank you all for all the support. This whole thing's been crazy, and this is a absolute, wild dash to the finish line of the Kickstarter, and it's wild, it's crazy, it's stressful, but I know having you guys in my corner, having you guys in my ear, I see the hype, I feel the love, appreciate you, and good luck with surgery. Appreciate you, Kyle. Get lots of rest and recovery. I'm gonna have my laptop on me and trying to see what I can get done too while I'm recovering. But I gotta get the sleep in and all that stuff too, I guess. Huh, who needs sleep? Anyway, love you guys. Thank y'all for real. Thank y'all so much for the support. This is wild. This is crazy. Can't wait. Stay creative. Think outside the box.